Friends, today is the moment to awaken the power that already resides within you. The power to live as if the universe has already delivered everything you desire. This is not a wish or a hope. It is the truth that your imagination and feelings are the very foundation of your reality. You must realize that your world begins not outside, but inside, within the theater of your mind. What you imagine, what you assume to be true with feeling, is already on its way to you. When you act from the end, from the state of fulfillment, your inner world impresses itself upon the outer world, and the universe cannot help but respond. Feel deeply now the reality of your desire fulfilled. Feel the joy, the peace, the certainty. Let this feeling consume you until it becomes your dominant state. It is this feeling that is the secret key, more powerful than words, more potent than any effort. The universe moves with perfect timing and flawless precision. Trust this invisible law. Detach yourself from worry about how or when your desire will manifest. That is not your concern. Your concern is to hold fast to the feeling of having it now, steady and unwavering. When doubt creeps in, return immediately to that state of assuredness, for doubt is the only force that breaks the chain of creation. You are not a passive observer in life, you are the conscious creator. Your imagination is the workshop where your future is forged. Everything that exists was once imagined. Why should your desires be any different? Know this, the universe is infinitely abundant. It is waiting to hand over to you everything your heart calls for, but it waits for your inner conviction, your act of faith. So now, act as if. Walk, speak, think, and feel as though your dreams are already real. Live in gratitude for what you have not yet seen but know is yours. Gratitude aligns you with the vibration of fulfillment and opens the doors wider. This is your time to assume, to feel, to live as if the universe is your obedient servant, delivering everything you desire, because it is. The power of assumption is the invisible force that shapes your entire reality. It is the idea that what you consciously accept as true within your mind and heart inevitably unfolds in your external world. When you assume something to be a fact, when you live and feel as if it is already so, you are planting the seed from which your future will grow. This assumption is not merely a thought or a fleeting idea. It is a sustained, living belief combined with a feeling of absolute certainty. It is the mental act of placing yourself into the experience of having what you desire so thoroughly that your mind no longer questions its reality. This act of assuming becomes the blueprint that the universe follows, for the world around you is nothing but a reflection of your inner convictions. The very essence of assumption is to eliminate all doubt and disbelief, allowing only the feeling of fulfillment and presence to remain. In this way, the power of assumption transcends mere wishful thinking. It becomes a state of being, a conscious choice to embody the end result of your desires before they physically manifest. The moment you assume, your imagination becomes a creative force, shaping not only your thoughts, but also the energy that you send out to the universe. This is why the quality and consistency of your assumption matters so deeply. For what you persistently believe and feel with conviction will crystallize into your experience. It is a subtle but profound law. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you set into motion the natural unfolding of events that bring that reality to life. Your external world is responding moment by moment to the dominant assumptions you hold within, making the power of assumption the cornerstone of every manifestation. Living in the end means fully immersing yourself in the state of having already achieved or received what you desire, rather than focusing on the process or the absence of it. It is the art of dwelling mentally and emotionally in the reality of your fulfilled wish, as if there is no gap between now and the realization of your dream. This approach requires a shift from longing and waiting to a profound sense of completion and satisfaction. When you live in the end, you no longer entertain thoughts of lack or delay. Instead, you embody the feelings that come with having your desire fully realized: joy, peace, confidence, and gratitude. It is not about pretending or mere imagination, but about accepting the truth of your fulfilled state as the present reality. This means your thoughts, emotions, and actions align perfectly with the experience of success, love, health, or whatever it is you seek. By living in the end, you're effectively rewiring your subconscious mind, convincing it that your desire is no longer a distant possibility, but an immediate fact. This internal acceptance is crucial because your subconscious will work tirelessly to bring your outer circumstances into harmony with your dominant inner state. Every moment you spend thinking, feeling, and behaving as if your wish is already accomplished strengthens this alignment. You begin to notice subtle shifts in your environment, people, opportunities, events, that confirm the truth of your assumption. This practice dissolves resistance and doubt, replacing them with unwavering faith and certainty. In living in the end, you transcend the limitations of time and cause, stepping into the creative power of the present moment where all things are possible. Imagination creates reality because it is the foundation upon which everything in your life is built. The scenes you vividly picture in your mind are not just fantasies or idle daydreams. They are the blueprints that shape your external world. When you imagine with clarity and feeling, you impress those images onto your subconscious mind, which then works behind the scenes to bring them into physical form. This process happens silently and effortlessly, for your subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is experienced. The more real and detailed your imagination, the stronger its power to influence the outcome of your life. It is through the continuous repetition of these inner images, combined with the feeling of their reality, that your imagination begins to mold the events, circumstances, and people around you to match what you hold in your mind. This means that every thought you entertain, every scene you mentally rehearse, contributes to the unfolding of your destiny. Imagination is not a passive activity. It is an active creative force that directs energy and attention toward the manifestation of your desires. The key lies in mastering this faculty, learning to focus your imagination deliberately to see and feel the outcome you want with conviction and emotional intensity. When your imagination is disciplined and aligned with your true desires, it becomes a powerful instrument of transformation, turning invisible ideas into visible reality. Through this understanding, you realize that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a conscious creator who shapes life by the pictures you hold before your mind's eye. Faith in the invisible is the unwavering trust in what cannot yet be seen, heard, or touched, yet is known deep within to be true. It is the confident belief that the desires you hold in your heart are already on their way to manifest, even though no physical evidence may yet exist. This kind of faith does not rely on external proof or the opinions of others. Instead, it springs from a profound inner knowing and certainty. When you cultivate faith in the invisible, you begin to operate from a place beyond doubt and skepticism, holding fast to the conviction that the unseen forces of the universe are working on your behalf. This faith is not passive. It is an active, living force that sustains you through moments of uncertainty and apparent delay. It fuels your imagination and strengthens your assumption, allowing you to maintain the feeling of fulfillment long before your desire appears in the physical realm. Faith in the invisible requires surrendering the need to control the how and when of manifestation, trusting instead that the universe's timing is perfect and that all things are conspiring for your highest good. It is the bridge between your inner world and outer reality, enabling you to move forward with confidence even when the path is not yet clear. This faith is nurtured through patience, persistence, and an unwavering focus on the end result. It transforms waiting into active expectancy and keeps your mind aligned with the vibration of what you want rather than what you fear or lack. In this way, faith in the invisible becomes the foundation upon which all creation stands, the invisible current that carries your desires from thought to form. Thus, to say the least of it, you have reached great love. Feeling is the secret, because it is the emotional energy that breathes life into your thoughts and assumptions, turning mere ideas into living realities. While the mind may conceive of a desire intellectually, it is the feeling behind that thought which acts as the true catalyst for manifestation. Feeling is the language of the subconscious mind, and it is this emotional vibration that sets the entire creative process in motion. When you immerse yourself in the feeling of having already received what you desire, whether it be joy, gratitude, peace, or satisfaction, you communicate to your subconscious that this state is your present reality. The subconscious then works relentlessly to align your outer world with this internal state. Without feeling, thoughts remain empty and powerless, lacking the necessary force to influence the material world. It is not enough to simply think about your goals or recite affirmations. You must feel the reality of those goals as if they have already come to pass. This feeling bridges the gap between imagination and physical manifestation, serving as the invisible spark that ignites creation. The intensity and authenticity of your feelings determine the speed and certainty with which your desires manifest. When you learn to master your feelings and deliberately cultivate the emotional experience of fulfillment, you awaken a powerful creative force within yourself. Feeling is the secret because it transforms abstract desire into a tangible experience that your subconscious accepts as fact, thus triggering the natural unfolding of events that brings your dreams into being. Detachment from outcome is the essential practice of releasing your grip on how and when your desires will manifest, allowing the creative process to unfold without resistance or anxiety. It means you no longer fixate on the specific details or timelines of your manifestation, but instead rest in the trust that the universe is orchestrating everything perfectly on your behalf. This detachment is not about giving up on your desires or losing faith. Rather, it is about shifting your focus away from the pressure of results and toward the feeling of fulfillment itself. When you cling too tightly to a particular outcome or become obsessed with the how, you create tension and doubt that disrupt the flow of manifestation. Detachment frees you from this inner conflict, enabling you to maintain a state of calm assurance and inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. By surrendering control and expectations, you open yourself to receive blessings that may come in forms greater or different than you originally imagined. This attitude invites flexibility and receptivity, allowing the universe to deliver in ways that serve your highest good. It also protects your energy from being drained by worry or impatience, which are often the greatest obstacles to manifestation. Detachment from outcome is the practice of loving your desire enough to let it go into the hands of the unseen forces, knowing that what is meant for you will never pass you by. It creates space for your imagination and faith to work unhindered, keeping your vibration aligned with the joy of fulfillment rather than the stress of waiting. In this state, you act from a place of freedom and confidence, knowing that your inner reality is the true cause, and the external world will inevitably follow. You are the creator of your reality, because everything you experience, every circumstance, relationship, and condition originates from the beliefs, assumptions, and feelings you hold within. This creative power is not something external or separate from you. It is an innate faculty that operates continuously, shaping your world moment by moment. Recognizing yourself as the creator means understanding that you are not a passive victim of life's events, but an active participant in their formation. Your thoughts are seeds, and your feelings are the soil in which they take root and grow. When you take full responsibility for what you see around you, you reclaim the power to change it by changing your inner state. This process begins with conscious awareness, realizing that what you focus on, imagine, and feel with conviction is the blueprint for your outer experience. You have within you a wellspring of creative energy that responds not to external conditions, but to the state of your mind and heart. When you deliberately direct this energy through imagination and feeling, you become a master craftsman of your destiny. You shape your reality by choosing the thoughts you entertain and the assumptions you accept as true. This means you are always creating, whether you are aware of it or not. The difference lies in whether you create consciously or unconsciously. To be the creator is to hold the power of intention and to wield it with clarity and faith. It is to know that the universe reflects back to you the patterns you impress upon it. This understanding frees you from blaming circumstances or others and invites you to step fully into your role as the architect of your life. When you embrace this truth, you awaken to the limitless possibilities available to you and the profound responsibility you carry in shaping your own experience. The universe is a boundless field of infinite possibility, an ever-expanding source of abundance and opportunity waiting to respond to the calls of your imagination and belief. It knows no limits, no restrictions, and no barriers to what can be created or received. When you understand the infinite nature of the universe, you release yourself from the confines of scarcity, doubt, and limitation that the mind often imposes. This vastness means that every desire you hold, no matter how grand or subtle, has the potential to manifest. Because the universe contains an unlimited supply of energy and resources to bring it forth. The infinite possibility of the universe invites you to dream without restraint, to imagine without fear, and to assume without hesitation. It is a realm where the only boundaries are those set by your own beliefs and assumptions. When you tap into this limitless potential, you align yourself with a force that is far greater than any single problem, challenge, or temporary circumstance. The universe is always ready to provide, to create, and to deliver in perfect harmony with the vision you hold within. This realization empowers you to step beyond the constraints of the visible world and open yourself fully to the miracles and blessings that flow when you surrender to the infinite. In embracing the infinite possibility of the universe, you choose to live in a state of expectancy, knowing that no matter what appears now, something greater and more wonderful is always on its way to you. Persistence of assumption is the steadfast commitment to maintaining the belief and feeling that your desire is already fulfilled regardless of any contrary appearances or temporary setbacks. It means holding fast to your inner conviction without wavering, even when the external world seems to suggest otherwise. This persistence is not stubbornness, but a deliberate and conscious choice to continue assuming the reality of your wish fulfilled. It requires patience and resilience, because the physical evidence of your desire may take time to materialize, and distractions or doubts may try to pull you away from your chosen state. Yet the power of persistence lies in its ability to overcome these obstacles by keeping your focus steady and unwavering. Every moment you return to the assumption of fulfillment strengthens the impression you make upon your subconscious mind, reinforcing the creative blueprint that guides the manifestation process. Persistence creates a momentum that the universe cannot ignore, gradually shifting circumstances until they align with your inner state. It is through this unyielding dedication to your assumption that illusions of lack dissolve and your desire moves from possibility to certainty. Persistence of assumption teaches you that manifestation is not about quick fixes, but about consistent, faithful alignment with your vision. It is a daily practice of returning to the feeling of having what you want, nurturing it, and refusing to entertain doubt or disbelief. This ongoing commitment ultimately breaks down resistance and invites the inevitable realization of your dreams. Gratitude for the fulfillment is the powerful practice of feeling thankful as if your desire has already been completely realized. It is the conscious expression of appreciation that bridges the gap between your current reality and the future you wish to experience. When you cultivate gratitude in advance, you send a strong signal to your subconscious mind and the universe. that you recognize and accept your desire as already present. This feeling of thankfulness generates a vibration that resonates with abundance and completion, aligning you with the reality you wish to create. Gratitude shifts your focus away from lack, want, or impatience, and places it firmly on the joy and satisfaction of having your wish fulfilled. It opens your heart and mind to receive more blessings, as what you appreciate tends to multiply and expand in your life. By feeling grateful now, you are effectively rehearsing the experience of fulfillment, making it familiar and natural to your inner being. This inner alignment draws circumstances and opportunities that match your thankful state, accelerating the manifestation process. Gratitude also deepens your faith and trust in the unseen forces working on your behalf, reinforcing your belief that what you desire is already yours. It transforms the act of waiting into a joyful expectancy, replacing frustration with peace. Through the practice of gratitude for fulfillment, you embody the very essence of your desire, inviting it to manifest swiftly and harmoniously in your life. The role of inner conversation is one of the most profound influences on the reality you experience. For the words and thoughts you repeatedly speak to yourself shape your beliefs and expectations. This ongoing mental dialogue acts as the script that your subconscious mind accepts as truth, directing how your life unfolds. Every statement you make internally, whether it is one of hope, doubt, fear, or certainty, becomes a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious. If your inner conversations are filled with negativity or disbelief, they create blocks and limitations that manifest as challenges and lack in your external world. Conversely, when your self-talk is positive, empowering, and aligned with your desires, it reinforces your assumptions and strengthens your creative power. The subtle whispers of your inner dialogue may seem small or insignificant, but they have a cumulative effect that cannot be ignored. This is why becoming aware of your inner conversation is crucial. It allows you to consciously redirect your thoughts and words toward what you wish to experience. By deliberately choosing affirmations, thoughts, and mental pictures that support your fulfilled state, you nurture an inner environment that invites manifestation. Inner conversation also influences your emotional state. Kind and encouraging thoughts evoke feelings of confidence and peace, while harsh or doubtful ones stir anxiety and resistance. Through mastering this dialogue, you cultivate a mental atmosphere that aligns perfectly with the reality you want to create. Your inner conversation is the constant stream of communication between your conscious desires and your subconscious acceptance, acting as the bridge that carries your intentions into form. Therefore, the quality and consistency of this internal dialogue play a critical role in the unfolding of your dreams. Isolating assumption overrides external evidence because your inner belief system holds far greater power than the circumstances you currently perceive through your five senses. What your eyes see, what your ears hear, and what your mind interprets in the physical world is only a temporary reflection of your deeper assumption. When you choose to assume the reality of your desire despite contradictory appearances, you are effectively telling your subconscious mind to disregard the current situation and instead focus on the truth you have decided to accept. This means that no matter how unfavorable or discouraging the outside world may seem, it cannot change the reality you create from within. The persistence, assumption of your fulfilled wish acts like a lens that reshapes every experience until the external conditions align with your inner state. This principle empowers you to remain steadfast and unshaken in the face of doubt or delay, because you understand that the outer world is always secondary to the dominant inner belief. In essence, your assumption acts as the cause, while external evidence is merely the effect waiting to catch up. This reverses the common tendency to be ruled by what is visible and forces you to take control by focusing on the unseen reality of your desire as already complete. By doing so, you prevent temporary obstacles from dictating your emotional state or sense of possibility, preserving your creative momentum. Assumption, when held with conviction, becomes a shield against discouragement, a guiding star that directs your focus away from lack and toward abundance. It teaches you to trust the invisible patterns beneath the surface rather than the shifting appearances around you. Through this understanding, you harness the ability to transcend circumstance and live from the reality you choose, no matter what your senses tell you in the moment. The present moment, as the creative point, is the understanding that all creation happens now, in the eternal now, where your imagination and attention converge to shape what is yet to come. The future is not a distant event waiting to unfold on its own timeline. It is the direct result of the thoughts, feelings, and assumptions you hold in this very moment. This means that your power to manifest is not dependent on some future action or circumstance, but is accessible right now through the quality of your awareness and focus. When you bring your full attention to the present, choosing to embody the feeling of your fulfilled desire, you activate the creative forces that shape your reality. The present moment is the gateway through which your inner world translates into external form, making it the most potent point of influence. By fully inhabiting the now with intention and clarity, you plant the seeds of your future experience deep within your subconscious. This moment is where the invisible begins to take shape, where your assumptions solidify into the foundation for what will appear. It is also where you have the power to release old beliefs, doubts, and resistance that no longer serve your vision, clearing space for new possibilities. The creative power of the present moment encourages you to shift your focus from past limitations or future worries and instead direct your energy into the here and now. This practice strengthens your connection to the unseen realm of potential and aligns you with the flow of manifestation. Understanding the present moment as the creative point invites you to live deliberately, choosing each thought and feeling as a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your life. It reminds you that your reality is not shaped by circumstances outside of you, but by the conscious use of your mind and heart in this very instant. As we come to the close of this reflection, remember that everything you desire is already within your reach. Not somewhere out there in the distant future, but right here, right now, in the power of your own imagination, feeling, and unwavering assumption. By stepping into the reality of your fulfilled wishes, by trusting the invisible workings of the universe, and by living with gratitude and faith, you open the door for miracles to flow effortlessly into your life. It is time to rise as the conscious creator you truly are, embracing the infinite possibilities that await you. The universe is ready to deliver. All it asks is that you act as if it has already done so. Thank you for allowing these truths to resonate with you today. May you walk forward with courage and certainty, knowing that what you imagine and feel is already yours. Thank you.